Hello, everybody. It is Uzi Storybook Talks, and welcome to Chapter 6, The Story of Dreams. My name is Elizabeth Salola. I usually go by Liz, and today I have two special guests with me. Introduce yourselves.
I'm Tiara Touré.
Toby Omoba.
And welcome to the council.
I didn't know we were doing last names and everything, too.
Yeah, right?
She
So
said last name.
No,
so
I usually say my last name in every episode, but it's okay. They can search you guys up on Instagram or something.
Sure.
Anyways, for today's episode, we're talking about dreams. To start us off, do you guys dreams are supposed to be just for childhood, or do you think that like it's also reasonable for adults to have dreams too?
That's a fairly easy question. If dreams die when you're a child, they weren't the best. Like dreams in the sense of passions, things you aspire to do, they shouldn't die. Dreams should never die, should never disappear, because then it doesn't make life worth waking up for if you let go of the things you held dear to yourself or you aspired to be when you were a kid. There's some things where it's like, oh, I had a dream to be a pirate, and you're like, oh, okay. But if you dream to do something or become someone that's rational and that is actually possible to achieve, adulthood, growing up and getting older should intensify it rather than stop it.
Yeah.
That's an interesting way to put it. But what would you think about, like, when you're a kid and even up to the point of middle school? Because me personally, when I was younger, at first, I had, like, in my mind that I wanted to be a doctor. Like, I really wanted to be a doctor, a pediatrician specifically. And up to the point of, like, grade 10, like, that's what I was like, oh, yeah, no, it's my dream to be a pediatrician. But then I guess deep down, I actually didn't really want to do that. But wouldn't you classify that was also a dream? Because I was like thinking about it for so many years, and that's what I told people I wanted to be too. But then it just died.
I feel like kids, they only have like 5 jobs that they think of. It's like astronaut, doctor, firefighter.
Lawyer.
As a kid, not even lawyer at that
lawyer
point.
is a stretch. Lawyer is a stretch.
Yeah, lawyer is kind of
You have to like watch like Suits or something.
That's
first,
exactly
like,
it.
What's like the
Exactly.
kids' version of Suits?
There is none.
Because I know like Doctor was like Doc
Superheroes,
Mustafa.
the fourth one.
That is that. Oh,
If you want to be someone of justice, you have to become a superhero.
No, but usually you said, oh, I want to be a superhero, not, oh, I want to be a lawyer.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point.
That's what's here.
I guess maybe if your parents are lawyers when you're growing up.
Sure.
But would
Maybe.
you say that also parents kind of influence like your childhood dream?
100%.
Is it more like
Not my
if,
childhood dreams.
Okay, not
Like-
childhood dreams, but
like just like when you're a kid too, it's like, like, because I feel like deep down, like the reason why I wanted to be a doctor was also because of the fact my parents wanted me to be a doctor and I wanted them to be happy. So I was like, oh, they always smile when I say I want to be a doctor, therefore I want to be a doctor, but I didn't really actually know.
It's really sad.
No, but well, basically what I meant was like, like the thought process of being a doctor is more than just being like, oh, I want to be a doctor. Like you have to sacrifice years of your life to actually like commit to that.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. I feel like, do you guys also think like even like strict parents and how they like shape you to be, do you think they affect how far you dream? Or do you think that everybody's capable of dreaming far, but not everyone's capable of not necessarily reaching far, but like pursuing far?
Everyone's capable of it, I think. Yeah. If they have something that they want to work towards. Like the role of parents in that. My parents weren't really like, I can't recall choosing any of those 5 occupations as a kid. And so like the earliest thing that I remember like writing down in like 1st or 2nd grade was that I wanted to like be an animator.
Animator.
So like I was like 7 and I said that, and that was like something that I said to my parents. So the thing about my parents is that they were like, okay, you want to do this thing, get good. now.
Get good.
So like, my dad had bought me like an animation program when I was like 9, and then we like animated together, and then he forced me to do Autodesk Maya when I was 10.
What's that?
I don't even know what that is.
It's a 3D modeling program,
Gotcha.
and it's like industry standard.
Mm,
So like he wanted me to be like
Top
a
of
prodigy.
yeah.
And then like when I wasn't a prodigy, because I was 10, he was just like, okay, I see you're like good at math, do that.
Oh.
And so, but that was like later. That was like after 12, so that's no
Okay.
longer childhood, I guess.
It's still childhood.
I mean, like you're still like
you still,
immature.
Yeah, I'll still consider it childhood.
yeah. I mean, you still want to be an animator, right? Okay.
I like animation. I'm very passionate about animation, but I wouldn't say that I like want to be an animator. The animation industry is going
Yeah.
not good.
Even a lot of animations nowadays, they're just not hitting anymore.
And
Like,
even at that, the industry is not treating animation fairly.
Exactly.
There's so much that's going on with. This is such a side tangent, but there's so much that's going on with the animation industry and how like, so for instance, HBO is removing all the animation like cartoons, everything from their site, like from Max, and there's nowhere you can watch it legally.
Yeah.
There's nowhere you can watch it anymore because that's where all of them were. They're not on cable anymore. They're not
There's
on all
not
these
a
spaces.
physical media.
There's not a physical medium because they stopped printing like CDs and stuff. So there's a lot of animation that are getting done dirty in this industry right now.
is
So-
that why they're like repeating a lot of animation? I noticed that like they seem to be making remakes of animations, which really sounds weird. Like I understand live actions, which is I don't agree with all the live actions, but I understand sometimes making a live action, but remaking an animation just kind of sounds like off.
I mean, it just shows like how much Hollywood values animation, which they don't.
They don't.
So
Yeah.
that's more of what that's a sign of,
That's
and
kinda
just like
sad.
nostalgia and
Yeah.
cash.
But what about like the children? I guess
They'll watch whatever.
Yeah, that's what I'm not. Everyone talks about that.
No.
When they talk about it. I'm just like they'll watch whatever.
Because
It doesn't
honestly, when
matter.
you think about it, I was talking to my friends the other day. You don't have to make any new kid shows.
that's true.
You
They
can just
watch
show them
the old ones. Disney Plus.
It's new kids.
It's new kids. No,
It's
that's
new
facts.
kids.
That's
They'll
facts.
they'll survive. It's new kids.
They're probably not even watching.
No,
shows.
they're on
watching
Instagram.
YouTube.
Coco Melon or that
Yeah.
Skippy Bop thing.
Scooby-Doo.
Scoop doo doo.
Scooby-Doo.
No, I feel like I don't know. I feel like like when people think of childhood and they're like, oh, I miss how I was when I was a child and I miss childhood and things like that. I feel like a lot of people are also thinking about like their capabilities to dream. I think that adulthood also kind of affects how far you want to dream because of realistically,
Yeah.
like it's kind of hard to be like, oh, I want to be the king of the planet. You know, I mean, because obviously there's a lot of factors that go into it and things like, I mean, you can't really be king of the planet, first of all.
Yeah, say never dream too small. Or
That's
never dream
true.
too big.
But I feel like everybody says that, but then if everybody dreams huge and like pursues it, then would it make it a dream anymore or just pursuing reality?
It would definitely still be a dream because everybody's dreaming big, so they're trying to achieve their dreams. I don't understand.
I don't understand my question. either.
Yeah, 'cause I was gonna say like everyone kind of technically has the same dream because of capitalism.
Because of capitalism.
To
That is
make
so
money?
true.
To make money, that's
be on top.
everyone wants
Almost
to be
everybody.
rich.
Almost
There are
everybody.
some people out there that don't want to.
Me personally, I don't like. I just want to be comfortable.
That's the one.
Like, I feel like as long as like I have enough money to like sustain myself and like not have to think about.
Okay, let me
My
rephrase.
bills?
Everyone has the same dream, not poor.
Yes. That is a better way to put it.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair. I guess that's why a lot of people give up their dreams as a child, because it's like they realize if I keep following this, I might end up not having
Yeah.
a house.
Yeah.
It's dreams of realism versus dreams of passion. Because a
So
lot of the times, the things that are fueled by passion tend, or at least, okay, in some cases, tend to not make a lot of money, like the arts and stuff like that. That's very
sure.
heavily passion
You have to be
based.
like the top 1% type shit.
You have to work very hard to like get yourself known slash get your stuff out there, which is what makes it harder to go in those. And like when you're getting older and you have those passions, it's easier to be like, oh, I have a slight passion for this. It might not be as much as this one, but this would actually make me money. So I'm gonna just go in that direction, so I'm stable.
So like I'm happy some days.
Yeah.
That's kind of sad. Do you think that people usually regret things like that though? Like I see
1000%.
I see like a lot of like old people and like people who just retired who like whenever I have conversations with them, they always talk about like regretting not doing this when they were younger. But then when we're younger, they always tell us to be sustainable and efficient and realistic with things. But then every single time, they're always talking about regretting it. So then, what's the best choice? Because if you follow your dreams, and then that might end you poor, or you don't follow your dreams, you might have a house, but then you end up living a life of regret. Which one is better?
I think it just depends on like what type of success that you want, really.
Mm-hmm.
Because like the thing that I feel like we haven't really talked about is just the capacity for dreams to change and evolve. Like I don't want to be an animator anymore, but I still like animation. I'd like to run an animation studio or something like that. Do something that like supports that, but not necessarily be an animator.
Yeah,
That doesn't mean that like my dream is dead. It just changed.
it's different.
I can also like see a future for myself where I'm like not even in the industry at all, and I'm supporting like local communities and arts in a completely different way. That doesn't mean that the dream died. It's just changed and it's probably more achievable, but it's not, that doesn't really matter too much to me. But whichever one I end up in, as long as I know like the various ways that I can like end up being happy and being and having an impact, I think that that is the dream.
So would you say it's kind of like you might end up having, some people might end up having to compromise like their dream a little bit?
It's not about compromising your dream. It's about letting your dream
Evolve.
change.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the opportunity to kind of like get to a different, more achievable area for some people.
It could be more
Yeah,
achievable.
it could be more achievable, but it's like it's different. Things change as you grow older. You start to see the world in different ways. Your hobbies change, your patterns change, your physical location changes, and that can affect the way you take in the world and the way you respond to the things of the world. So when your dream, when you're younger, is very out there and very the word is not coming, but like it's very bold and strong, right? You might still have the core of that dream. It's just the branches of what it could have been are more solidified in reality. I think that is kind of how you're explaining it, Liz. But at the same time, it's like it's not because we're looking at reality and like, oh, the limitations of the world and make it achievable. It's just more that as you grow older, you realize this is where I want to do. You focus in on certain things and understand what's actually important to you and what aspects of your dream were just kid fantasies and like, oh, just because I can do this, I want to do this. And then you realize I want to do this because I have a drive to. And this is what I actually care about. I don't need to do all these other stuff, X, Y, Z, because ABC is what I actually care about. So if the other stuff is gone, I can just focus in on that. And a lot of the times, because of reality, it makes it easier to just get rid of XYZ completely and just focus on ABC, which might feel like just making things more realistic, but it's more of just focusing in on what actually matters to you in your dream.
That makes sense. Do you guys think that that could end up hurting? Like, do you guys think dreams are painful? is a thing? Like, are they supposed to hurt? Like, do they hurt sometimes?
It really depends, because if you have a
Like you're talking about like the progress of like
Yeah.
trying to achieve your dreams.
progress
Just-
or the end result.
Just like the whole process of dreaming in general. Like, is that painful?
Yeah, it can be.
It can be. Like, everything can be painful. It really just depends on, number one, how you encounter everything, and number two, the kind of dreams you have. Like, for instance, somebody who wants to become a doctor and that's been their dream, and that's their only dream, and like they're passionate about it. They just have to do the pain of going to school, all that years lost, the long nights, the long procedures.
Bless
Excuse
you.
me. Nothing's coming.
You only get 2.
Thank you.
He said no more season.
No, it's okay. But yeah, the long processes and stuff like that can be considered pain, because you're putting in that work and putting in that effort. But then somebody whose dream is art and making art in whatever medium it is, the pain from that one could be rejection. The pain from that one is those long nights spent creating something, and then nothing happens with it, or having an idea that you have to let go because you just can't do it, or something like that, right? So it's different kinds of pain. But there are some dreams where it's just like the person just has a relatively easy way till the end, and then when they're at their dream, some of them are happy with where they are and they had a fulfilling life, but some of them it's like they get to the end and they're like, is this what I truly wanted to do? Or did I make the right decision, et cetera, et cetera? So for the most part, there are levels of pain, different forms of pain. But yeah, dreams, it's just life. Life is painful. And
It's the whole thing.
it just is what it is. So everything that's attached to life comes with pain. But that's, in my opinion, the beauty of life.
So does the happiness come in the end, or is it in the process? Where does the
Both.
happiness come?
Both. Like, it could happen in the middle when you're competent. No.
I think
Yeah.
all dreams are composed of smaller dreams.
There we go.
So you gain happiness with each small dream that you get.
And then it's like you have different areas. I guess that's usually why, even if you look at celebrities, like they have different things that they're doing. Like suddenly one day you see an actress also singing, and you're like, whoa, you also like music? And it's like people because usually people see someone known as one thing and they think that's all they like to do.
Yeah.
And then
That's right.
suddenly they come out with a book and you're like, you can write? And it's like just more things that they
Yeah.
actually like to do. So maybe their dream entirely wasn't necessarily just singing, but creating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the process of creating something is what brings them joy, type thing. Okay, so then why do you guys think that some people give up on their dreams entirely?
Life gets them.
That's
Like,
the big one.
do you think that the reason it's like, is it just like the roadblock of life, or how hard it is, or is it just like it's physically impossible, or like
It's
not
to
reasonably
survive.
smart?
It's a lot of the time to survive. Like, because especially with arts dreams, I know that for a fact. Like, once you get through a lot of rejection and you get through all these no's and these doors slammed in your face and stuff like that, it can be hard to want to push through. So a lot of people, or a good chunk of people, end up going in a different direction that gives them stability, and or at least a sense of stability, so that they're not suffering as much and it's not like hurting their mental space or anything. So they end up rerouting and going into a more realistic or profitable direction that they can stand their ground, because capitalism, you need not to be poor. But it varies.
And you think that sense of like unachievement sometimes gets projected onto like their kids, if they have any, like in the sense of either forcing their kids to follow the dreams that they didn't accomplish, or forcing their children not to follow their dreams at all because it's not sustainable.
That can happen.
Yeah.
And do you
Go watch the movie Waves. If this perfect interpretation of this that isn't in your face, but when a parent has such passion and it gets taken away from them, especially when it's not by choice, and the world or injury or something takes away the opportunities for them to have been great and achieve their dreams, when they have kids and their kids show interest in it because the parents are exposing the kids to that. So the kids are obviously going to want to do that thing because they're doing it with their parents love doing it, etc. And then they start doing it, then the parents try to push the kid to be as great as they were or they wish they could be. And even I, Tanya, as well, if that's the name.
Encanto.
Yeah. Huh?
Encanto.
Encanto as well. Yeah.
Like
So like
the
there's
Disney?
Yeah.
Yes.
There's so many examples of it.
Generational trauma is one of
Generational
the hit topics in film
Oh,
these
yeah.
days.
No.
Oh yeah, Elemental.
I think-
Anyways, but yeah, like it's sad, but it happens because they want their child. Like it comes from a place of love sometimes, where it's like, I want you to be the best you can be, but it also has a selfish undertone where it's like, I couldn't get there, so I want somebody in my life to get there, and who's better than a kid who basically has to listen to me?
Yeah. Someone you can mold.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool that every single individual human being, like, Loki has a dream. Like, but, like, wait, actually, have you guys ever heard of those people who say, like, I don't have a dream at all? Like, I feel like every once in a while it kind of catches me off guard because I think that every single person at least has something, like, whether it's a teacher or an astronaut or even a singer, like, they have something that they want to do, but some people actually, or is it that they don't know what to do or something is blocking them from actually seeing what they want to do? Do you think that everybody actually has a dream? Or
I think that everyone actually does have a dream. It's just that some dreams aren't recognized as dreams.
Yeah.
Like we talk about just like, this big career move I want to do, like I want to run a business, I want to do this, but like dreams such as like I'm trying to think of something.
want to build a table?
Sure. Like, yeah, something small like that, right? Not like really trying to.
That was a terrible example.
It wasn't a terrible example. I'm saying like, if like that was like your biggest dream, that's valid.
Or like, I really want to go to the gym every single day.
Yeah, something
Sure,
like that.
And then people are just like, is that really a dream? Like, that's
Yeah.
just a form of physical exercise.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying, like everything's composed of small dreams. I think that is kind of built into humanity and like what makes us a lot different like from like animals. It's just that our capacity to think of tomorrow.
So dreams don't necessarily have to be big.
No.
Like,
They really don't. Because some people are fine with the simple life of just being able to provide for themselves and not going above and beyond, or at least they don't care enough to do all these things and to do all these grand. I don't want to say big because to some people different things are different sizes. So nothing. I lost my train of thought. They want to sit in their little bubble, and they're okay with that because their dream is just to be happy and to be stable in where they are and in who they are. So they don't need to dream big to get there. So yeah, people can still have small dreams, but it's still worth as much as the big dreams.
It kind of reminds me of, have you watched Nomadland?
No.
Okay. So basically the concept is like, it's just like a woman and she lives in just like a trailer park van, and she just goes from job to job, traveling wherever she can find work, gets the money, moves on to the next place. And it's more about like connections with like the people that she meets than it is about like the jobs that she works or even like her actual home. So like there's like the small like more like ingrained human parts that people value over like success and stuff like that. I feel like dreams don't have to be tied to success, is what I'm trying to say.
damn it, it could just be an experience.
Yeah.
Speaking of experiences, well, for those who don't know,
The promo.
I was trying to be smooth with it. Was that slick though? No.
Good enough.
Good enough. Well, for those who don't know, we're doing a Dreams Can Come True showcase. It's a little film festival event, and just the goal of that was just try to create opportunities for people who don't necessarily have that opportunity to meet people in like filmmaking or to even showcase their films. We wanted to try to give an environment for people to kind of live that festival like experience. Yeah. So it's on March 25th. If you haven't gotten your tickets, you should. Link in my bio. But yes, you guys should come check that out. It would be really fun. But yeah, we made a film, and I feel like in the process of that film, it kind of really showed how far your passions can really push you. Because I'm telling you this right now, if I didn't have a passion for film, I would have quit on the first day.
Oh yeah.
Like, I would have dead ass quit on the first day. And I feel like one of the things that I realized about dreams, it's not even about like, it's about the times where it's more likely, like it's easier to give up, but you choose not to, for just that determination to succeed in it. I feel like that's something really special about dreams that you really start to see as you follow it, that it's not as easy as just taking a pen and a paper and writing what your dream is. Like, actually pursuing it can cause a lot of pain, and just like how we talked about how the entire process is fun, but also there's those times where it's like you think, should I even follow this? Like, wouldn't it be easier to give up? I feel like the entire experience that we went along the way was something that not only brought us together, but also kind of showed us the true power of how much a dream can cause you to achieve something. I was hoping I ended that well. I was struggling.
Hey, you did that shit.
Thank you. But yeah, you guys should come check it out. But that's it for time. Thank you guys so much for coming on this episode. And you guys should check out my previous episodes if you haven't. And I'll see you guys on episode 7. Goodbye.